Hey guys, Cliff Gray here coming at you with another glassing tip. As you'll see from my other videos, you can check out my other glassing videos here. I'll stick them up right here. A lot of those videos I talk about how if I don't need the extra magnification to judge game, to tell if a mountain goat's a billy or a nanny, like those little intricacies, I prefer looking through two barrels, right? Looking through binoculars on a tripod. It's much more comfortable, particularly for long duration glassing sessions. And most guys will agree with that. However, I'm a realist, and a lot of times, particularly on backpack hunts, you're not gonna carry a pair of 15s and a big spotter. There's no way a guy's gonna do that in general. You know, there's some masochists out there, but in general, guys are gonna pick one or the other. A lot of times you're gonna go with the spotter because, like I say before, a spotter can do everything 15s can do, but a pair of 15 power binoculars cannot do everything that a spotter can do, right? So a lot of times we'll lean into the spotter in scenarios that are more broad, right? And if we're limited by weight, we're generally gonna take this. It's got more utility across the board. However, it's not near as good for long duration glassing sessions, but I'll show you guys a trick. When you glass with a spotter, I like to glass up here nice and tight, so I don't like to rubberneck my neck out. I like to be real comfortable here. And if I'm glassing down with an angled scope, that can be tricky. Obviously, if I'm glassing up, right, looking for goats, looking for sheep, looking for elk above me in a basin, that sort of thing, it's very nice. All right, but having said that, one thing that I do is that naturally you're gonna go like this, right? You're gonna squint this eye. If you squint your eye like that, squint this eye and look with your right eye, you know, whatever your dominant eye is. If you're always squinting this left-hand eye, you're gonna have a hell of a time with long duration glassing sessions with a spotter, all right? So first thing, another tip is try to keep your spotter as low magnification as possible, because then you have less movement and your eye's doing less auto-focusing, so it'll get less strained that way. That's kind of a caveat of a tip. But the main tip here is that you gotta learn to glass basically with both eyes open, okay? But there's a couple variations of that. One, what I do a lot is I literally just keep both eyes open, all right? So right now I have both eyes open. I glass this way a lot. You guys probably can't see it, but right here I can see I got okay, 3, 4, whatever. So I glass this way. And in your brain, it's really weird, guys, because you see what's out there with this eye, okay? And you can kind of focus on that picture, and then your brain will kind of dismiss this. But this takes practice, a lot of it. And if there's like harsh light on your left-hand side going into your less dominant eye, it's much harder to do this. But if it's just mellow light, it's pretty easy to do it after you get used to it. And what you realize, you just have to power through it. Like you think you can't see anything, you know? I gotta drop this thing down. Can't be demonstrating bullshit form, right? All right, both eyes open. See this eye's open? Just like this. And I'm looking in my sight picture, I can use my brain to focus on this sight picture, right? Like I said, if I have a harsh light coming in here, it's much harder to do. I think it's just because that light's hitting your eye. So that can be more difficult, but you can train your brain to glass with both eyes open, right? And if you're glassing across a grid and then you hit the angle of the sun, yeah, you can squint a little bit and then you can relieve it. I could just glass with my eye open, but it takes a lot of training, and you just got to get over the fact. Because I think when you do that, you think, I'm never going to be able to see something. But if you keep glassing that way and you start seeing game with both eyes open in the spotter on the dominant eye, when you start seeing game, you realize like, oh, this does work, and then you'll start getting used to that. Now, if you can't tolerate it, there's a couple things you can do. One, you can use a cap off of your spotter, and you can just go like this and still try to keep your eye open, because really, I think what happens, the reason that guys that squint their eye have such a hard time, I don't think it's actually like eye and lens fatigue and the actual anatomy of our eye. What it is it's fatigue in our face, like holding that squint. We're not developed to do that a whole lot. So put this over and leave your eye open, and now you obviously have one image to deal with, and you might find this a lot easier to do it that way, okay? So you can do that. Then of course the problem is you're holding this up, but it's an option. The other thing I've seen guys do is I've seen them use just a pair of cheap gas station sunglasses, right? That's what these are. $5, $10, $15 glasses. Pop a lens out, throw them on, and kind of does the same thing, right? Keeps the light out of this left-hand eye, and that'll give you a lot clearer picture to deal with, right? But right here when I'm practicing, it actually works pretty damn good. It's nice because even when you get the sun angle when you get the sun start creeping in your less dominant eye, the eye that's off the spotter, these sunglasses make it so it doesn't kind of shock you into paying attention to that eye. You can still glass with your dominant eye. So that's one way, guys. I look like a freaking crazy maniac probably, but that's one option for you. The other option is an eye patch. Some guys do this. It's kind of the same idea. It's the same idea as using the lens cap. You can get these at Walgreens, any pharmacy will have them. Comfortable, look at that thing, man. Look at that soft right there. So you can be a pirate up on the mountain, but you're gonna be an efficient pirate. And this is nice, right? Because you don't have to hold it up and it gives you total closure, okay? Here's a good look at that eye patch, guys. So guys, don't try to squint that eye for hours while you're glassing. You won't hold up. It's gonna make you a lot less effective because you're gonna be off the glass a lot, letting your face rest. So you got a couple options. Cover it with your hand, a lens cap, that sort of thing, but then you're gonna get fatigue in your arms, so just realize that. Or you can use an eye patch, you can use that sunglass method. That's all awesome. Or you can just train your brain to have both eyes open with your glassing. That's best if you can handle it. Guys, if you like this tip, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'll get a whole bunch more out there. Thanks, guys.